What's up? Oh my goodness. Did you make it to the end of week 5? Is that where you are right now? Did you make it to the end of week 5? Oh, it ain't over. But you work through 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're at the end of week 5? That means you've given so much time to becoming literally superhuman. When was the last time you did something like that? Think about this. When was the last time you gave 5 weeks to something? You studied, you practiced, you developed, you went back, you did homework, you spent time growing, maybe in a job, maybe in school. Think about it. Holy crap! That's a lot of time. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of dedication. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe you're here. Hopefully you did everything else you need to skip here. That's ridiculous. You think you're just going to get the answer? No, you got to do the work. You got to put in the time. Just because it's work doesn't mean it's difficult. It just is. Look, this is a week worth of water. We've been drinking this since video 1 of week 5. Goodness, we're almost done. When this is done, we're on to week 6. There's only one more week after this, right? Who knows what's going to happen? That's exciting. The fact that we don't know what's going to happen, that's exciting. That's not a reason to be anxious. That's a reason to be excited, right? So where are we in this week here, right? What we're about to talk about is one of the most powerful things you'll ever do for 10xing your success. My fiance has a tattoo of this, of this specific statement here. Happiness is only real when shared. This is a quote that changed my life. This is a quote that has moved me through every business, every relationship, every friendship, even through this entire program, recording this for you right now. I can generate a ton of happiness on my own, but if I don't share it, I don't even think it's real. Is it real? It's kind of like if a tree falls in the woods, does it make a sound? Is happiness actually real if it's not shared? You think about what you do when you're happy. You talk to people. You talk about things you wouldn't normally talk about. You do things you wouldn't normally talk about, right? Who are you sharing it with? Who would you want to share it with? What is the point? So this specific video is going to touch on how to 10x your success from a place of happiness. Let's talk about this. Sharing your success and happiness reminds the world to be happy for you. The more you share your happiness, great or small, with the world, the more the world contributes to your state of joy. It's only real when shared. When you let the world know that you're happy, the world wants to see more of that. Down to the core of every human being. Down to the core of your parents, your friends, your family, society in general. We instinctively, in our hearts, want to see other people happy. We do. That's why we have love languages. That's why we give our time away. That's why we develop products and services just like this. I love you. I'm happy. And because I'm happy, I'm doing what makes me happy, and I'm sharing my happiness with you. This entire program is me sharing my happiness with you. Everything that you're doing, everything that you're moving through is the repercussion of the happiness that I've created for myself. It's only real when I do something, when I share it, when I share my joy, when I do something. This goes for you too. The joy you create for yourself, what happens when you create a ton of happiness? When you create a ton of joy, you want to burst out. Come here, everybody, come here. You want to tell the world, you want the world to know that you're excited. Now, if you're an introvert, of course, you're going to be like, I'm just going to implode. That's fine. The point is that happiness is really only real when shared. So if you have no one to share it with, guess who you share your happiness with? Yourself. You share it with you. But how do you share something with yourself? That's interesting. You give yourself time. When you have a ton of happiness, when you've generated this joy for yourself, regardless of how it showed up, Remember we talked about this? What do you do when you've got nothing to do? When you don't have love and happiness to give to other people, who do you give it to? You give it to you. You do things from a place of joy and happiness. Because remember this, tapping back into it, the reality is what you're good at, what you're practicing, is from love. Happiness is the repercussion, is what happens when you find love, when you create joy. It's both. You create love and then find happiness. Or you find happiness and create love. Doesn't matter. They're coinciding. So if you have no one to share your love with, you're sharing what love looks like with yourself. Take yourself out on dates. Treat yourself to those things. Share the movie with you. Get popcorn, do these things. You share your joy, your happiness with yourself or others. Tell me, like honestly, when was the last time you saw someone happy and you're like, no, I don't want to see that? Maybe at your lowest. A lot of people who are really super duper low don't like seeing people who are happy. This is where haters come from. And they actually just want to kind of like rain on their parade. That's what they're good at. If you can't be happy, why should they be happy? And then this comes from entitlement. And then people go, well, I've struggled longer, so I should be happier first. What? That's an actual thought that people have. I live there. I know exactly what that's like. But it was harder for me, so I should be first. Nope. As a matter of fact, those that share their joy, those that share their happiness, create better opportunities for them to get what they want out of life. If I were to build my career, which is what I'm doing at this exact moment from a place of love, my success is absolutely inevitable. If I continue sharing my happiness with you, my success is absolutely inevitable. That's what happens when you share yourself, your joy, your passions, your purposes, whatever those might be. You're not supposed to know everything. But the point is you're in a position now to recognize what actually moves you forward, what you like, what you dislike, what actually brings you joy, and the type of people you want to share that joy with. Would you share the amount of happiness you have with yourself with the people that held you back down? Nope. Now that you understand what toxic people actually are, what they look like, what they smell like, would you share your happiness with those people? No! Because they wouldn't even respect it. You can't sit with us because we're happy. This is the misery loves company type scenario. Hey man, happy hats only. If you're not wearing a silly hat, here's a hat for you. You see what I'm saying? Silly hats only. That's what you're up to. That's what you're doing. It's fun to be happy, man. It's fun. It's fun. Life is fun, man. For no other reason. I'm wasted off water. Chocolate wasted. Oh, it's so good. Okay, moving forward. Your joy is contagious and people want to see you happy. Everyone down to their core enjoys seeing other people happy. Don't be afraid to show the world what happiness looks like to you. Trust, they want to see you happy. It may not seem like it, depending on where you are, but people want to see you happy. The people that matter don't mind seeing you happy. And the people that mind seeing you happy don't matter. If someone has a problem with you, if someone has a problem with you being happy, they're not for you. Joy is contagious. Tell me you're not smiling right now. Tell me you're not smiling right now. You know? You know? You know? Serious? It's contagious, man. When someone is full of love and full of passion and full of forward thinking, all these things, you go, give me some. I want to. How do you do it? What do you do? Oh my God. It's, what did he say? I don't know. What did he say? But you know what I'm saying? It's just fun. It's just fun. Joy is contagious. So when I see people doing some fun stuff, like I'll go to the gym, recent reference, and I see this guy over there, he's grooving. That makes me want to groove too. Happy people do happy things. Healthy people do healthy things. They think healthy thoughts. They do happy stuff. So when you see someone doing something what they think happiness looks like, it makes you go, what does happiness look like to me? You could think about this. We'll go into an extreme. A tattoo. You enjoy causing pain on other people? well, that's just a perspective. I enjoy inscribing their thoughts into their soul, right? That makes me happy. What does happiness look like to you? Sometimes you like think about this. Happiness is being by yourself. To other people, that looks like you're lonely. No. I love being by myself. I'm the happiest when there's no one around. You're right. No joke. I don't have to worry about your emotions, or their emotions, or his emotions, or his. I'm just good being me. It's just me and you right now. How is it possible we're having such a good time when it's just us? It's just us. It's just us. How are we so happy? What a trip, man. It's contagious. I'm feeding off of you, and you're feeding off of me. I'm showing you. I'm sharing it. You're not making me happy. I am allowing myself to be happy. Nothing has to happen. You don't have to say something. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm great. Amazing. Phenomenal. With that, now I got to do something with it. So I'm sharing it with you. Right? Makes sense. You can take. I got tons. You want some? You can take it. Think about your environment. Think about, are there other people around you? What people do you want to share your happiness with? That's really important when you think about it. It could be nobody, it could be somebody. It could be a lot of people, it could be nothing. But the point is that if it doesn't make you happy, you don't want to surround yourself with people that don't appreciate your happiness. If someone's going to make you feel, or attempt to make you feel like your happiness is annoying, your happiness is lame, your happiness is unacceptable, those aren't your people, and they don't deserve your emotions. We don't want to just hand your emotions over to people who don't know how to be happy, do we? Nope. You hand it over to people that you can trust with your happiness. Otherwise, they're just going to crumble on it because that's what they're good at. It's amazing. The people that relate to your misery, the people that relate more to your misery are not the people you share your happiness with. Your joy attracts everyone. The people that rain on your parade are far sadder than you'll ever be. It's okay to disconnect with them. This is where empathic behavior comes from. This is where empaths really got to protect themselves, because happiness attracts everybody. Happiness literally, once again, down to your core, down to who you are, down to the human instinct. We look at happiness and go, I want that. This is why we buy self-help books. This is how you got here. This is why we do what we do. This is why we drank. Is because we want happiness. The people that look at all the crap or the things that they believe is crap in your life and relate to you on that, those are not your people. I want you to understand this. From an alcoholic standpoint, every single person I was surrounded with had a similar story to my trauma. Every single person that I surrounded myself with was an alcoholic. They talked about what they disliked. They talked about how much hate they had. They blamed. They made excuses. They found all the reasons in the world to do dumb stuff and then blame it on alcohol and blame it on this stuff, and nothing was productive. Nothing was moving forward. They occupied their time with alcohol. They occupied their time with drugs, with all of these different things. And that's how we related. That's what the bond was the things we disliked. Happy people relate on the things they love. They look at things and go, hey, you've got a toupee too. Word! Not, oh, you had your scalp ripped off? Me too. Do you get it? There's a different way of interpreting the information. So healthy people interpret the same data in a different way, in a healthy way, in a happy way, in a fun way. If you're moving forward and you're creating more joy, and there's people in your life that are constantly relating to your struggle and not relating to your progress, those people aren't for you. That doesn't mean that they can't start recognizing. It just means you have to weigh whether or not your happiness is worth teaching them how to praise you. Listen to what I'm saying. You literally have to measure your amount of happiness against how important it is for them to recognize your progress. You're already self-motivating. You don't need them at all. You're good. You got you. You're the one recognizing your progress. You're the one cheering you on. You're your biggest fan. You got you. You're covered. You don't need all these people. What are you talking about? They're not contributing. You see what I'm saying? Now that you know that you don't necessarily need them, you're not hyper independent. You're just not codependent on their words, on their opinions. You're not codependent on alcohol or anything that isn't you. So because of that, you have to measure whether or not you want to teach them how to praise you in your progress. If that is the type of practicing self-love for you, then feel free to keep those people in your life. The difference is that you're smart enough, you're happy enough, and you're strong enough to know that enough is enough. If they're not contributing to your happiness, success, or your abundance, or your wealth, or whatever, then they are not necessarily people you need to give your emotions to. This is what healthy people do, and that's what you're doing. Super powerful stuff. Healthy boundaries are the shield of your happiness so you can share with the right people. Protect your happiness. That joy brings more joy and will continuously refill your cup with more opportunities to feel more joy. Healthy boundaries. Let's talk about this real quick. One of the number one comments that people say is, how do I create a healthy boundary? What is a healthy boundary? Like, people just invade your existence and you give into it, and because we've practiced not processing our emotions in a healthy way, we get sucked down their emotional pathways, and it's just chaos. And then you got to reconstruct yourself. You can't find peace. You can't do these things. These are healthy boundaries. You are not the type of person to let people stomp all over you. And if you are, we're not doing that anymore, because you're practicing self-love. Remember, you love yourself. And if you're letting people stomp on you and affect you, that means that they're overstepping a boundary. I want you to understand what exactly a healthy boundary is. A healthy boundary is you saying, I don't like the way I feel when this happens, or accepting the fact that you're having trouble processing that. It could be trauma, it could be certain words, anything that triggers you. You don't have to fix yourself. You don't have to be 100%. The point of a healthy boundary is to keep people in your life. Remember what I'm saying to you right now. This is so powerful. So many people don't understand what it is. There's a difference between a wall. I've known countless people. We all have walls. Nope, I'm not letting you into my heart. Nope, you're not coming into my house. Nope, you're not violating this. Nope, I'm not going to talk to you about that. Nope, trauma, not happening, not happening, not happening. You refuse to allow people in because you are incapable of processing the information. And you don't even want to test it. As a matter of fact, you're so out of control with the information that you can't even trust the way you'd react. That's why you have a wall. That's a hard no. Then you have a boundary. A boundary is something you set where it's going, hey, look, I understand that the circles that we're bouncing around, you may bring up this thing or that thing, but if you want to still be friends, you're not going to mention that. You're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to say these things. You're not going to offer me alcohol. You're not going to continue influencing my bad behavior. You're not going to mess with my joy. You're not going to mess with my friends. You're not going to mess with my money. You're not going to mess with these things. Remember this. You can create a healthy boundary around anything that is helping you be happy, successful, or abundance. A healthy boundary is saying, we could still be friends, just don't do this. If you were saying something that is triggering to me, I am going to shut off and give you zero attention. You're not even going to flip out. You're not even going to have a problem. You're seriously just going to go, nope, not happening. Now, to practice a healthy boundary, first off, you got to let these people know. You got to say, you don't have to tell everybody, but the point is that sometimes healthy boundaries are there for you to test yourself and go, okay, I can deal with this type of information. Obviously, they're not going to stop saying it, and it's not their obligation to do so. I'm just going to create a healthy boundary and practice not responding, practice not reacting, whatever. My point is that you put this wall up and you tell people, I'm not accepting that from you anymore. It's not happening. You don't have to explain yourself, remember? There's no obligation for you to explain. They could get upset. They could be bitter. They could throw their tantrums and do all that stuff. That's them. They should probably practice some healthy boundaries too. Tell them to join Beyond Sober and we'll talk later. The point is a healthy boundary is when you are trying to maintain a connection with another human being as long as they don't do these things. We're cool unless you do this. Now, the extensive part of a healthy boundary is putting your foot down. You overstep it once, dude. I told you, bro. I told you that if you stepped over this, we're going to have a problem. Doesn't mean you have to get violent, but it does mean you need to defend your happiness. Defend what you love. Remember, you love you so much that you're willing to fight for you. Doesn't mean throw blows. It means practice disconnecting from people. It means not happening. People that love themselves as much as you do don't allow those things, those boundaries to be overcrossed or stepped over. They're called habitual line steppers. I drew a line in the sand and you keep stepping over it. One, understand, you had to figure it out. You had to see if I was serious. I get it. 2 times, we're done, dude. I don't care. You're not the type of person that allows people to continuously step all over you because you know that you are worth more than the line that they're stepping on. This is why we practice loving ourselves, so when we have to put our foot down, we don't think twice. No, not happening. The more love you have for yourself, the stronger those boundaries become. And what's cool is that over time, you move that boundary back just a little bit more because you're practicing processing the thing that's triggering to you in a healthy way. You're looking at that and then you're going, oh, I can handle this. Cool, we'll push that boundary back. We'll just remove that boundary. You good, you can talk about this. And then you start to notice that because you have those healthy boundaries there and you love yourself so much, that you could actually process that thing that used to be a wall. Now that wall is just a boundary. Hey man, we could talk, just don't bring this up. That's because you're getting better at being you. That means you're getting healthier. Healthier. So what used to be this gigantic wall is now this kind of lump. And now you allow yourself to get tested. This is what healthy people do. That's what you're practicing. That's what you're good at. You're not going to let them mess with you. And you're strong enough to disconnect from them entirely. If they can, it doesn't matter if they're family or friends. You still owe them nothing. Nothing. You didn't ask to be here. You didn't ask for them to be your parents. You didn't ask to be friends. You don't have to, nothing. There's no obligation. You are an individual human being with a whole life to live that is completely independent of their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions. Do you! But only you know how to do you. I can't. I don't know. No one else can be you. Moving on. Not everyone is going to be as excited for your success, and this is when you know you've leveled up. The people that matter will be excited to see you happy. Those that are upset that they can't feel as amazing as you do. This is so good. I absolutely love this. This is when we start going, come on, haters. The people that care about you are going to be excited to see you excited. The people that love you, that respect you, that appreciate you, they love that you're making moves. They love that you're changing the world, your universe, that you're taking action. Remember, secretly they want to see you win. There's more people cheering you on than you even know of. Most of us are here looking at you going, they're killing it. They're killing it. What? Most people are stuck up in their own world. They see you and they go, they got it together. When in your head you're going, it's crumbling. Not you though. You know how far you come. You know what you've put in. You know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You're excited for the future. People are going to see this and go, dude, I want some. And you are a happy person sharing your happiness with those people. Those that are deserving. Those that appreciate you and respect you and honor you and believe in you. But you're also not dependent on their acceptance. Remember? Their thoughts and their feelings and their feelings of you, their opinions, their memories don't change the progress you're making because you are the one that is the fuel. You are the perpetual reinforcement. You are the one going, I'm killing it. You are the one that's going, I've come so far and I'm not stopping now. There ain't no way. In the same way that someone goes, would you drink a beer now? What the? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm an ex-alcoholic. I'm beyond sober, dude. Like, that is just the dumbest thing I could ever possibly imagine. Like, the fact that someone would even ask me that is, like, ridiculous. But I can't hate on them. I choose to have that reaction because every time I think that, I go, wow, I'm so far down the rabbit hole of success and happiness that I can't even believe that wasn't even, it's not even a thing. Now, I don't even remember it unless I'm talking to you about it. Like, unless you ask me a question, I don't think about it. It's not a thing. It's not a staple in my existence. I literally only think about alcohol and my past if I'm talking to you about it. I don't sit by myself and do all these things and go, like, alcohol, I really wish. No, I have a whole life that's completely different from the one I used to live. I'm not the same person. You're not the same person. You're not the same person that started this program. You're better. Those that are for you are excited to see you succeed. Those that are not are going to practice finding reasons why you don't deserve it. Because they can only see you from their level of perception. They've painted a picture. And you're breaking the picture that they've painted. That can't be. That means they're wrong. Most people don't like to be wrong. So they're going to act out. They're not going to be excited for you. But you're not the type of person that gives your emotions to people that practice unhealthy things. That's what unhealthy people do. You are a healthy person doing healthy things, making healthy moves. And that's why they're pissed. But that's why we have the sober server. That's why we've got the life beyond sobriety. That's why we have endless amounts of things to get involved in. So you can practice sharing your success, finding more abundance and gratitude and appreciation, meet new people, do bigger and better things. Everybody here is going, how can we support you? What do you need? How can we do that? Why do you think this program exists? It's for you. It's so you can go, this is what I want. And I'm making moves with people that are anxious to see you win. We all win when we all win. And we're all winning. How do I know this? If I'm winning, you're winning. If you're learning, you're winning. You've got to put in the time, love the process, love yourself, practice, and your results are inevitable. And I'm so proud of you. All we gotta do is practice. With that said, we're on the last sip. Let's cheers to this. Here we go. On that note, you only got 1 week left. 1 week. You've put in 5 weeks of work, of power, of passion, of dedication. You could have been anywhere, and you're right here working on yourself. Goodness gracious! Go tell the world what you've done, what you're doing. Congratulations. It's okay to be excited. It's okay to feel exactly the way you feel. Regardless, I am so proud of you for kicking so much ass every single day, in and out of the program. You are the best version of yourself, undeniably, you've ever been. And the proof is that you're still here. Next week is going to be one of the most powerful weeks we have together. And the reason why is because I'm showing you how to become unstoppable. Everything up until now has been preparing you for the repetition of superhuman behavior. What is it like to feel like a superhuman? What do superhumans even do? How do you do it even better than what you've been doing these last 5 weeks? That's week 6. How you take everything that you've learned and you've practiced and you've studied and you've understood and how to amplify it even further so you never, ever look back unless it's helping you move forward. With that, I'm so beyond proud of you. Congratulations. You've made it through week 5. More is on the way. I thank you. I'll see you soon.